part 2. Literally 3 seconds after I said thanks, here we are again. We're going to go through deep dive the rest of this. So I've gone over basically everything of the videos here. Do we want to get into the creation process more over? We talked about Spied for no reason at the end of that one. And we went more into channel's general history. So this one's got 240, this one's got 1K, this one's got 220, and the other one had 2.5. Yeah, I don't like these videos. I made that blatantly blatantly obvious in the last one. These have been great so far, thank you. I disagree. So yeah, I also planned on going into the how we record this. How this shit is made. So let's look at the scripts. Is this one the one that has like the whole thing? Because we can highlight how fucking much writing went into this shitty fucking series. And we're going flat. No, we're at 56%. Look at this fucking number. 45,000 words. This isn't even a completed version. Because it has all this shit. This was the notes I had. Jesus Christ. I remember when because I watched the series, and I took notes as we went along. That took me a few months to do that. I think I stopped it in like a middle point and picked it back up again. This is before February, because I remember I finished the script in February, and then I edited it and got the other one out in March, the first two. So let's see what because I honestly was just writing down anything I felt interesting, and like I'm pretty sure the original notes were like 65,000 words. Of just me recapping and writing down little anecdotes of things I picked up on. This is supposed to be the structure, introduce the characters, the heart of Berserk and the structure analysis, Rock and Revy introduction separately, do it quicker than done here. What's Revy's motivation? What does Revy want? What's Rock's motivation? What does Rock want? I don't think I ended up going into any of that. Explain their relationship piece by piece, episode by episode. That's what we did. How fun. Except for Roberto's Blood Trail, we just analyzed everything, because at that point, people knew what they were fucking in for. I don't think I ever mentioned this. This was a clever thing that I thought might be brought up, that they both have nicknames. I think everyone in Roanoke has nicknames. It's just a sort of endearing little thing. Maybe I could have built that into a bigger point in the videos eventually. The way Black Lagoon addresses themes is similar to Western media, the end of the Soviet Union, post-Afghanistan conflict. What point was I trying to make there? More similar. Oh yeah, I was gonna make the theme. I don't know if I made this point, but this is actually a really good point. How Black Lagoon addresses this theme. Let me take a drink before I begin to explain this. So in Japanese media, and I particularly thought about Gurren Lagann and Evangelion and things like that, from what Best Guy ever described about Gurren Lagann anyway. I haven't actually seen it. Where like they'll make the embodiment of the theme an enemy for the character to fight or to overcome. Like the theme of Evangelion is loneliness and whether or not life is worth living and whether or not people are worth it even though they hurt you. Should you still strive to be happy with them and around them, or should we all just become one entity and revert into our evolutionary soup or whatever the fuck is going to happen after the third impact? And Shinji, and the third impact is something that's engineered by people, and it's like Shinji has all the power in that moment to say yes or no. And like obviously the theme of the story is yes, people are worth it, yes, life is worth living, even if it's tumbling down. So Shinji rejecting the instrumentality is him rejecting the negativity in the world and embracing the theme of the actual story, which him and Asuka do at the end. So he defeats the theme is addressed in a physical form. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but the theme has an embodiment in the story that the protagonist has to overcome, and therefore the theme becomes very relevant, and it's not very subtle at all, but obviously in Evangelion it's done masterfully. In Gurren Lagann, I think he fights like some embodiment of this that's like an all-powerful god or whatever. Kamina is the big dude, I think, and the little one, the actual protagonist, I forget his name. Yoko is the big-titted girl, I think. I don't remember. I watched that fucking video. I didn't actually watch fucking Gurren Lagann. But in Western media, the theme is usually more subtle. Like, Tony Soprano doesn't there's nothing that, like, Phil Leotardo doesn't embody depression, and when Tony successfully kills Phil Leotardo, spoiler alerts for the end of Sopranos, Jesus Christ, he doesn't overcome his depression or any of his problems. The problems are all in the, like, Western media doesn't often give, I don't know, this is more a Sopranos thing, but it doesn't really give an answer to these questions. It just brings up the problems and was like, oh, isn't this relatable? How does Tony deal with this? This is interesting. Mobster walks into a therapist's office. What happens? That sort of shit. And Black Lagoon's more like that. Like, darkness is not given a shape in Berserk for Revy to shoot at or for Rock to overcome. Like, Chang isn't an embodiment of everything terrible. Chang obviously has redeemable factors. We don't necessarily hate Chang by the end. Balalaka is obviously very sympathetic. Robert is sympathetic. And obviously Black Lagoon isn't done, so this could happen by the end. But it doesn't seem like the type of show to do that. Think of other things like this. Bebop doesn't do this, but it's also very Western. But sort of like Naruto, like it has basically the same message as Evangelion, where they all sort of want to become one, so they'll all understand each other and no war will ever happen again. And that's like the Tsukiyomi and the Ten Tails, and when Naruto defeats the Ten Tails, he sort of embraces the theme of the story and overcomes and imparts the theme onto the viewer. Whereas in Western media, this is not how it happens. Like, it's just subtextual. And the theme is not brought out into the open and explored in such, not necessarily depth, but in such, like, it's not part of the meta-narrative like it is in Western media. It's actually part of the Ludo narrative. I don't know if I'm using that right. I think I am. It's not part of the main narrative. I don't know. I did sort of a terrible job of explaining that. That's why I probably should have scripted it out. But that's a point. Some of you got it. Some of you are confused as fuck. Staring into the abyss and the abyss staring back at you. That sort of applies to Rock. Since he's around Roanopa, he starts to become Roanopa, obviously. The Michael Corleone comparison for Rock. I rewatched The Godfather Part 2, and I actually thought about this a lot more very recently, and I forgot that it was even written here. This is almost definitely intentional. I forget, what's the fucking name of the author of Black Lagoon? Ren. I want to say Narita, but that's the wrestler. Ren something. Is it Ren? The author of Black Lagoon's probably seen The Godfather. I think everyone in the world probably has. That is in art and is old. Michael Corleone is not the first character to have good intentions going into an evil world to try and change it, and himself becoming evil by the end. Figuratively, I don't know if evil is the right word I want to use here. But yeah, it's sort of like how he slowly gets corrupted even when he has the best of intentions, and then sort of looking at Revy or Kay at the end and then being like, we don't even recognize you anymore, even though for you it's happened so slowly. The old Rock or the old Michael is so different from the new versions of themselves. So that's an apt comparison. I don't think I put that in the video. I might have put it in part 1. I don't remember. Symbolism of the name Rock is pretty simple. Rocks are sturdy, they're stubborn. That's why his name is Rock. Even though it's written in Japanese and his name is probably not translated right into Rock, but he probably looked it up in English. Authors do that all the time. They like look for the same word in a different language and name the character after the word from a different language, and it's like, oh, the English speakers won't know. This is actually symbolic of something. I was supposed to end it with the promise of making Attack on Titan best manga ever, because Best Guy Ever notoriously at the end of that Gurren Lagann video promises a Ghost in the Shell best anime ever that has still not come out. That's 4 years overdue. He still hasn't made, so that was sort of going to be the joke, like, in a few years I'll make Attack on Titan best manga ever, so that my audience could, like, pester me for it until the end of time, and eventually I would make it. But I didn't do that because, I don't know. It's Attack on Titan's ending actually pretty soon. If you were to show someone an anime to get them in, did I make that point? Basically, where I say you should never try and get people into anime by like sitting there and showing them an anime. People sort of have to come of their own accord. It's almost like you can never recommend someone an anime and they're never actually going to watch it. People have to come to the conclusion themselves. You've got to somehow manipulate them into thinking that watching an anime is a good idea. You can't just say, man, it's so good, you got to watch it. That'll never fucking work. But this is basically the point that if you were ever going to show someone that speaks English an anime, this would be it, because the dialogue doesn't make... They can watch the dub and actually watch the best part of the show, and they won't have to beat themselves in the fucking skull because the dialogue is so terrible. Like in most other shows with most other dubs. Wailing and Sadness, I sort of went over that. Long scenes is something I don't know if I brought up a lot, but I think I did in like part 2. That was a big point. But there are some fucking long-ass scenes of just talking in Black Lagoon, and they're so great. That's just an observation I made. Like, I remember first realizing that when Chang and Balalaika have the scene where they discuss the twins in like the rainy day. That scene's like 7 minutes long, and it's just the two of them talking or some shit. That was a fucking great scene. Personally, I think we will see it. That was me commenting on Rock and Revy as if they were a couple, rather, and said that if they ever do get together, I think it'll be shown on screen in a very Guts and Casca sort of way. I don't know. I was on like the Black Lagoon Reddit, and like I saw like for a future arc, like some comments were alluding to the fact that like they both get love interests in like an arc, and they both like reject them or something, or like at least a girl comes onto Rock. I've seen, I think, the girl they're talking about on the volume cover for volume 10, and like Rock doesn't go for it or something, but I don't know. I'm gonna read the manga eventually. I don't know. I probably should do it before Miyamaf ever ends, so I can make that video, but I don't know. Themes, Dove's silence, solve problems, things in context. Rowanapa is weirdly egalitarian. Revy's only ever demeaned as a female in Japan. No one questions her in Rowanapa and understands how things work. This is a reoccurring aspect of Rowanapa. Outsiders don't understand and disrupt the fragile bubble. And the worker ants that aren't always at each other's threats come together to repel the threat. Yeah, that's a good point. Pretty sure I made that. In the video, the dialogue isn't good because it's loud. It's good because of the badass moment, or because of the badass moments. And again, go back to the quiet moments. And this is the actual script. Is this the whole thing? God, this is bad. I don't like this at all. So basically, this was the beginning. I had all these little points I wanted to make that all could have been their own fucking little videos that probably would have been way more successful. I don't know, would they have been? I could have made a video called Is Revy a Tsundere and just read that part. But instead, themes and world history. Fuck me. Recap and commentary. And then here we go. This is how the bulk of the fucking series is written. Episode 1, then you'd write a bunch, and then you'd fucking do the next one, write a bunch, and then it's just downhill. This is 64 fucking pages. Look at all this. This was painstaking shit. I wanted to die. It was the worst time of my life. Miyamaf was pretty stressful doing this shit. This was an endless well. When I was at like this point of writing, this is 53 pages, but when I was at like 40 pages in or 30 pages in, and there was no end in sight, it was so demoralizing. I remember it being 55,000 words. How long is the average novel in words? Average word count for the average novel. Don't look at the Kiss anime thing. You didn't see that. 70,000. Alright, so I haven't written a novel on Black Lagoon, but I came pretty fucking close. 70,000. A bit over halfway. So I wrote half a novel on Black Lagoon. I never wanted to write about this show again after that. I could probably do it now because I haven't written about Black Lagoon in 6 or 7 months. Editing anything about Black Lagoon or editing a long video, I'm out of it. This was a stressful time period. So you write your script, you do your notes, you watch the series, you write your script, now you're done. Next, you gotta record and edit. I didn't edit the script because fuck that shit. I wasn't gonna do that. this side document is empty, right? This is where I put all the like little analysis things, like and I'd copy them out of that into another document. I'd have 2 open and I'd be writing away. And this is when, because to record it, I split them into the parts. Obviously, we got 4 parts eventually, but I split 1 and 2 into different videos. So the first one's way longer than the rest of them. 15,000 words compared to the first 2 videos, which come to like 21,000 words, I think. 18,000, okay. And then the last one's 15, I think. And then you gotta narrate every single fucking little word here. 13. Alright, that equals to 4,500 apparently. So I think, because I didn't record all of it first, right? The recording happened between February and September. No, not September, between February and August. It took so long. So I used Premiere and Photoshop to create most of this. So I created these, and this is how I created the thumbnails as well. I lost the thumbnails. The fucking thumbnails, I had to recreate. So part 3 and 4 have different types of thumbnails if you look idiosyncratically, if you look really closely. Because I found these high-res like PNGs of the girls, and they were really cool, so I was like, I'm going to put these to use somehow. And I did in the very first part. I put them all next to each other as they fade in. But then I thought of the idea of putting a song and making these titles like slowly zoom in and shit. And I made these into videos. Fuck, they're all here. And this one, hold on, you can't hear this, but I think this was the Black song, yeah. Six Slack, whatever you want to say. I got that because I first discovered this song through that dude, the dude that makes all the AMVs about Revy. Give him a fucking shout out. He's in the comments of a bunch of my videos, which was cool. He like found them. Black Lagoon AMVs. This dude should come up. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not him. Fuck. Hopefully he comes up soon. We'll put in, because I found this song through a Black Lagoon AMV. Yeah, this is him. Or one of his channels or something. He has like 100 subscribers. What the fuck are you doing? This AMV made me discover this song, so it's associated with Black Lagoon in my mind. And I really like this song. Jesus Christ, this must have been a re-upload because this only came out recently. Fuck, I'm listening to it now. You can't hear it, but fuck yes, this song's great. It's almost nostalgic for this. I saw this so long ago. I want to know how I got the Blu-ray rips. I tried to torrent them, but ended up downloading the fucking Kiss Anime rips that are fucking 480p. That's why part 3 looks the worst. What a fucking good shit. Go subscribe to this dude. He still like uploads little mini things to this day. They're not all about Black Lagoon though. Or is this his old channel? Oh no, Anime Mix Experimental AMV 2018. Yeah, so that was great. That's how I discovered that song. So that's why I made that one, and then Denzel Curry's really good, so I made this. This is the Denzel. Yeah, Feel the Rain. Feel the Pain, 'cause bitch, I want revenge. That's from Vengeance. JPEG Mafia feature, you know what I mean? And then this one's just the marching song, because the marching song's great. I don't like where it ends here. It sort of ends abruptly. I couldn't find a way to cut it, but yeah. So I got the idea for that. I was going to put a song I liked in there, because I like putting music I like into my videos. It always gets me copyright claims, but fuck it. Sounds good, and I'm not monetized yet, so that doesn't matter. So basically I made the images in Photoshop, then I put them in to Premiere, and then made the slow zoom in happen. Excuse me, and then put the music down, and then exported them all individually. And that was a long time. It took a long time. It took like a day to do all of these. No, it didn't, because I didn't do them all at once. I did 1 through 12 at once, and then I think I did 1 through 24 on my old laptop, and then I did these on a different laptop, or maybe on my computer. I don't remember. It was a while ago. This fucking creative process went on forever. Yeah, so that's that there. And then can we open... Do I still have the part 3? Fuck. I don't know if I want to... No, I don't know if I want to go into my documents. Yikes. Do we have a Rockin' Revy Premiere thing? Rockin' Revy, let's see what comes up. We can go into the audio files and what they look like. Because I use Audacity, it's a free system. It's like the best recording software we have. Hey, this isn't edited because I transfer them. I probably got 7 minutes of actual audio from this 21-minute recording session. Go home. What are you doing? Go to the start. And I think I got my method for this. If you're in Audacity and you have a bad microphone, there is ways to mediate it. I just won't save this. So firstly, you go noise reduction, then you get noise profile on a silent bit of the audio. It has to be silent. And then if you apply it to the whole thing, it'll take a while. I don't know if I want to do this while I'm recording, both through Audacity and through OBS. It'll probably lag it, but it'll get rid of all these little bits here, and it'll quiet out all background noise through noise reduction. So get noise profile by highlighting a little bit of silence, and then you can't play it. That's why it's not working while I got another thing recording, unless it stopped recording. No, it didn't. Fuck me. And it always fucks up and goes like that. So yeah, you fucking highlight it, then you do that, then you take the whole thing and you normalize it, which makes it not peak the microphone anymore, so this bit will come down. And then the most important thing is to add compressor. If you put music in the background, you got to put compressor over your normal audio so it sounds better. That's another Digio point. I got the noise profile and the normalize thing because I knew nothing about what any of these did. I think from a Give and Take video where he talked about how he edited the PCP, the audio from each PCP member. That's how I got that shit. And then you edit it down, you cut out little bits here, and then you listen through it. It's the most miserable experience. Even worse than recording is editing the audio. I can edit the video, that's fine, that's even creative, that's even fun sometimes, but editing audio and recording audio is my least favorite thing in life ever. No, we do not want to save. So do we have a Premiere file we can look at to just look at editing? Because the editing for this is really simple. I think it's called the driving force. Oh fuck, go back. Will this open? Let's see. Oh no, this could be very bad. We could lose everything right now. Oh fuck me. Oh, please open this. I'll close everything else. This is all getting closed so we can... we're done with YouTube now anyway. I don't know if you should look at the fucking... Oh shit. Is it going to open? Maybe it will. This could be very fucking bad. Let's hope you're still with us. Let's just do that. Alright, fuck it. It's opening. We'll see what this looks like. It's probably going to have all like deleted things because I don't have the image files that I use. Basically, I downloaded all the things from Kiss Anime because it was easier. I tried to get a torrent. It's going to try and locate all the missing files, which will be fucking problematic. I tried to use torrents, but I couldn't find one. We will just offline all. I couldn't... I don't know, it got to like 90% a bunch of times and then fucking broke and the torrent wasn't working, so I decided not to do it. And then I just settled for the shitty Kiss Anime ones. Now, I had good Kiss Anime rips that didn't have the Kiss Anime watermark for the first 2 videos. So that's why they look better. But for the next 2, especially part 3, it has the worst ones where it's like 480 ones and they have the Kiss Anime logo and it's pretty fucking... it looks terrible. And then there's also 480 ones in part 4, but I know how to export better now. So look at this fucking shit. This looks pretty fucking impressive. We interrupt this with a kick interlude. I have no idea what I did there. So if this is pretty simple, right? It's just audio track, this Roanipa image in the background that's there for the whole time, and then the image of whatever I'm talking about. So I always went over, I would open to get the images, I would open the episode in here, open it in a source clip, and then you can do this thing here. This image makes you take a screenshot of this and it exports it, and make sure you check the PNG option here. Then it exports it as a PNG and puts it here, so you can take a little screenshot of whatever your thing looks like now, and then you can import it. And I just name them 01, 002, 003. There was a shit ton. There's 400 images, and then you just make them all the same size and you do the fade. Now, Premiere has this cool thing where you right-click between two things, and I just do apply default transitions, and it just puts on a quick, easy fade. How high does this go? Do we get to 400 in this one? Fuck, we do. Oh, shit. This one took a shit ton. That's a pain in the fucking ass. We got exactly 500. How about that? I still have the episodes. Huh. Yeah, so for this, and then you right-click, export frame, and then you do it. Give it a name, 00, whatever. And there you go. You're off to the races. I'm going to close this down because, fuck me. Obviously, they're all deleted at this point. But that's how I made everything. I'm coming right up on 2 30-minute episodes. The second one will be 25 minutes. I don't know. Is there anything else to talk about? I was sure we were going to crash and I was going to have to re-record this, and I would have missed today. But it's fucking nearly 10:30 and I got to export this shit. Holy fucking shit. I could miss this thing. So I'm going to say goodbye. That's how I made them, reflecting on everything. A little behind the scenes look. This is what you can get on Patreon in the behind the scenes tier all the time if you want. It's up to you. With that being said, support links are in the description below. That's how I made Rock and Revy. I thank you all for supporting it, and thanks.